Alright, you YouTube fans, it's been a while since I've done a video. Got new oil cooler here. Yeah, check that beautiful thing out. Snazzy. Actual Ford oil cooler. This stupid thing will focus.
Pretty.
Ooh, it's even made in USA. Check that out. So we got a new oil cooler and the remnants of a EGR delete kit right here by Sinister Diesel. We got a new Ford 6-liter injector. We got an O-ring kit and gaskets and a new oil screen. Got my neighbor over there eating Fruity Pebbles. Yeah, Fruity Pebbles.
It's good shit.
He hasn't finished it yet.
And looking for a
What the hell? Why hasn't... yeah, looking for a tranny. Good old transmissions. So I got some parts cleaned up over here. It's looking pretty dang good right now. I still got to separate all those pieces and put new gaskets in there. So I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I kind of changed my mind since it's been a long time since I've done a video. So what we got here is basically got the intake out of the truck, and obviously we got the fuel filter housing, oil housing, and oil cooler out right there. I took it out. That's why it's all rusty back there. When the oil cooler was still in the truck, I took it out and pressure washed the valley. So when I went to take this cover off, because I replaced that oil pump, so I wanted to get all the grime and crap away from all over there. I still got to put my 3 bolts in over there. It's just a rubber gasket all the way around. Same thing right here. You can kind of see the trace line from the rubber gasket that goes around.
Bye, YouTube star.
See you later, man. And I tried to wash this area the best I could, but I mean, you can only get in there so far. And this is with the intake on the truck at the time. So, but I mean, it didn't come out too bad. If I can keep from shaking a little bit, hold the camera steady. But yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. So this truck is studded. I can't really give you a picture from right here, but that cover back there, I ended up taking it off. It's got a brand new Ford high pressure oil pump in there. And it's got the new branch tube to the STC fitting, which I can't do the STC update because it doesn't have that flat flange where the bolts go through. This one literally is just the little standpipe that comes out of the pump. It's a round pump, and it does the horseshoe, and then there's a snap connect back there. That's it. There is no STC fitting update for this truck. This is an 04. You can do it on the 05 and above, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I know the cover here is completely different, and yeah, everything's completely different. The 05 pumps rarely fail, thanks to me watching some videos on Diesel Tech Ron and Ford Tech Muculo, and oh, what's that other guy? He does a lot of Super Duty stuff too. I can't remember his name. Dang it. It might come to me later in the video. I'll shout his name out for you guys. But I watch a lot of your guys' videos, and if you're watching mine, thank you. I've actually got a lot of good input off of your guys' YouTube channels, and I am a subscriber, so thank you very much. So this is my way of trying to give back also on my channel and just kind of show an update of what's going on. So yeah, this is what's going on. You can kind of see back there, right behind the up pipe, or I mean the down pipe, is the EGR delete pipe. So that gets rid of the EGR cooler completely. There is no flange there to put a band clamp on there, so it's just a straight pipe down to the exhaust manifold on the passenger side. They give you 2 brand new bolts for up here and 2 new bolts for down at the exhaust manifold. So that's in. I'm going to be finishing up the EGR delete up here, which is just a hose or a tube that goes, well, let's get a little more realistic anyway, somewhere here on the intake. It goes into the bottom of the intake, and it's just a hose that comes around, and then you got a little rubber chunk of hose right here. Excuse me, this is not a hose, it's a stainless pipe, and then a chunk of hose that attaches to the oil cooler housing. And That injector has been replaced. I got the cover on it right now, just with some plugs in there from when I was pressure washing, not to get any water in the motor. IPR valve I got back in the high pressure oil pump cover, and I got a plug there just to keep water out of there, so that's why it's so rusty. Blue towels in the intake ports just to keep junk from going down in there. I had a rag over this, or a towel over this, the other night, and actually all that oil and crap that was in there that was puddled up, a bunch of antifreeze got down into the valley of the motor right here. It didn't go down the tube, but a bunch got down in here mixed with the oil. So I ended up using my homemade vacuum pump York compressor thing right here that I have a video on. That's attached to that motor. I keep it covered just to keep dust and crap off of it, but yeah, I use that, and that port right there, that's the suction side of this pump. And why are you not going back on? Very good. Okay, so then I got that going to, I believe one of these hydraulic lines right here. But I went to the local hydraulic shop and got this. Hello, camera. Will you focus? Focus. Okay. I have to tap it. There we go. Anyway, I got this adapter right here that goes from, I think that's a -4 AN4 fitting right here, and then it goes to a 1/4 inch, or is it 1/4 inch pipe? I think it's 1/4 inch pipe. Anyway, and then I got a barb fitting there. I just stick a rubber suction hose on there, and this is my homemade suction jar right here. Just got a couple tubes sticking in the lid right there. Just punched a couple holes in, and it's a canning jar, and they're just stubbed out. Both hoses are just stubbed out. You can see the other one right there, kind of barely. There you go. The jar's kind of dirty. I use it for bleeding brakes, believe it or not. I'll hook it up to the bleeder. One end goes to that hose I'm talking about, which goes to my compressor there, and then I hook the longer, or the short side hose up to the bleeder valves on brakes, and then I can manually just suck the fluid out. But I took that jar with that vacuum pump there, and I ended up sucking all that crap out of there, because we don't need no antifreeze in the cooling, or the oil system. So that's the old screen there that goes down into that spot there. And like I said, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I changed my mind, make it focus a little better there. I got the little jump short harness out for some of these injectors over here. I pressure washed that again, just to get it all clean, make it grease free. And I thought about scrubbing the valley of this motor, and I still might. I might, you know, give it a good wipe down at least. But yeah, I figured we'd do a kind of an update video here, and this is a 2004 F350 powerstroke with the 6-liter in it. Tires are off on the front because I needed to get in here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but let's lift that up. And oh, it's kind of tight over here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, see, you can kind of see that new tube going down to the manifold there, and there's the new hardware. So yeah, that's the new EGR delete tube. And yeah, that's the, what was it, fuel rail, oil rail thing that goes under the valve cover. Here is the intake. I got that out, and I sprayed it with some engine degreaser, some good industrial high power acid based engine degreaser, and that come out beautiful. Got the inside washed and the outside washed. The EGR delete does come with a block off plate, but the problem with that is you put that block off plate there, the wire plug that goes into that, it's more than likely going to throw a check engine light code. So I believe I'm going to leave that valve in there and just plug it in, just so the check engine light's happy and that it actuates like it's supposed to, and hopefully the guy doesn't get a check engine light. So, but yeah, if you ever go to replace an EGR cooler or an oil cooler, or even a high pressure oil pump or an injector, always get a Ford part for those. The aftermarkets, They eventually will fail. A Ford one, I mean, everything fails eventually, but the Fords will definitely last a lot longer. Here's that pipe I'm talking about, that stainless pipe, and then this rubber coupler is right here. They give you a couple clamps. There's the EGR block-off plate that I'm talking about. It says Sinister Diesel right on it. I don't know if you can really see it through the bubble wrap. Let's see if we can get it to focus. There you go, you can kind of see it amongst the glare there. But that's where that goes in that. And maybe I can scoot this back a little bit. But now we're going to strip this apart. We're going to, come on camera, focus. We're going to get this whole cover off and we're going to replace that O-ring. We're going to get this oil filter cover off and replace that gasket and O-ring. And we're going to put the new oil cooler in there. And we're going to put the new gasket that goes on the base of this thing. And we're going to slap it back in the motor. And then we're going to get this right here, where those 4 bolts go into, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, yeah, it goes on there. You take that and just put that on there. And yeah, I'm going to get this truck back together. And then after that, stuff is all on there. We're going to slap that intake back on there, get the injector in there, and put the rest of the motor back together. So, yeah, we're going to get going here. So, we're not going to do a video with you just watching as me putting all this together, because I'm doing this off of my Samsung phone. But I at least want to get a video out there, and thank you for all of those of you that have subscribed to my channel. I very much appreciate it. Everybody else, please like the video. If you want, you can leave a comment. If there's something I said that was wrong for information, or you just need to tell me anything, leave me a comment. I'll read all my comments, and yeah, I'm going to do my best to get some more videos out there. I have a ton of footage of, hold on, gotta come over here. Got about 20 different things. So I got a ton of footage on that there. I have a 128 gig SD card, or maybe it's bigger, can't remember. I have a ton of footage on that camera. And so the Honda project, I know you guys have seen, maybe you guys want to look at me here. I know you guys wanted to get an update on the Honda project. I think I have one video out there for that. I have a ton of footage, and I got my desktop computer set up in the memory. I just need to get a good graphics card so it can process a lot better, but for now I'll have to be using the laptop. But I'll try to get a bunch of that footage put together. I have a ton of footage for that Honda project. The intercooler, the turbo, there's good glow shift gauges, there's wiring the electric seat on the driver's side, which it didn't come factory with. I ran a whole new loom right up to the factory plug for that. Shoot, what else is there? There's the interior, there's the dynamat, there's the stereo, there's the speakers, there's the sub, there's the amps. There is a lot on that car that I have done footage on. And I think I got maybe one video out, like very first, just putting the first turbo in. That ended up, spoiler alert in case you don't know, I don't know if I said it in the video or not, but that first turbo took a crap. And actually, yeah, you want to see it? I know it's not quite related to this video, but yeah. So what happens here is you got this inlet right here, and they give you a cover plate to put on this. Oh, come on, phone, focus a little better. There we go. They give you a cover plate to put on this, and it's a restrictor. Well, this turbo, I believe, does not take the restrictor, since this is not, I can't remember, don't quote me on this. I think this is a ball bearing turbo. Wait a minute. This is a journal bearing turbo, which you do not need a restrictor for, and we had a restrictor on. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. I can't remember, or I'll look it up on Google or something. I'll figure it out. But maybe if one of you guys can chime in and tell me what's what. Does the journal bearing turbo need a restrictor, or is it the ball bearing turbo? So anyway, I know this one did not need the restrictor, and we put one on it, but we drilled it out a little bit, the little pinhole that was in there. Well, what happened is the hose, we didn't flush the hose out. that went to it. The little 1/4 inch hydraulic line, which is like a negative 4 AN or a 4 AN or whatever. A little piece of glue for where they swedge the collar onto the hose, some kind of glue or something, or a chunk of the hose got in that hole, plugged that hole. We did not know it because, well, I mean, we have an oil pressure gauge, but there's not a gauge after the turbo here. You can't monitor when this thing gets blocked with oil flow. Regardless of, say, the bearings basically gave out on it. And let's see if we can get a good shot here of this. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but yeah, that's not working so hot. Let's see if we can get it. See if we can do it with one finger. I'm wiggling the shaft up and down on the other side of the turbo. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better here. See that shaft moving? Yeah, it's foobarred. It totally chewed the inside of the turbo up. I don't know who stuck a damn beer can in there. Oh yeah, hole in one. So here's the exhaust housing, and let's see if we can get the phone to focus a little bit better. Yeah, you can kind of see in there. I mean, it chewed that housing up pretty good. Maybe you can see it better from this side. Get it in the light somehow. In the intake sides, I mean, it's just as bad. I mean, it chewed. Oh, actually, I have that right here too. I mean, it just marred the hell out of that. Just chewed her right up. So yeah, I mean, it was making some funny noises. So here, and we'll stop moving around so much here. Let it focus. There we go. Look at those fins. That just chewed those fins all up. So we had another turbo laying around. We stuck that in there. Made sure the oil line was flushed out. And let's see if we can get this to focus. I'll tap the screen one more time. I don't know if I was out of focus or not, but yeah, it chewed that up. So it's always funny. You make a video and you're sitting in front of the camera and you're like, wow, how do I say this? Or you kind of, you get tongue twisted. So bear with me. I'm sorry. I'm not very, I don't know, what do we call it? Photogenic, cameragenic, whatever. I can shoot a video on a vehicle or whatever pretty good, but when it comes to looking at myself, it's a lot different. So, but anyway, got a lot more videos to come. I'm sitting here yakking my jaw about all these different projects, but I got a lot of footage for a lot of things. I'll probably have to do just a follow-up video on basically project update and catch you guys up on what's going on, especially all my, as of right now, 11 subscribers. I know I need to get a lot more videos out there, and once I do, I'll know that number will go up. Thank you all for watching my videos. I do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, hit the like button wherever that's at on the screen. I can't remember. Anyway, I watch a ton of videos myself, so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll give you a continuation of this project once I get further along. Alright, thank you.